Turning on fuel now. Anyway, what is going on, guys? Wow, it's been a long time, but I've gotten a lot more work done on the 240. I didn't really film it all. I probably should have, but I didn't. Sorry about that. Because I was just really trying to like bust everything out and you know, just get it done. But I'll show you what I did right now. So everything I've done so far, I rerouted the fuel lines over here. I put my filter relocation kit on. My harmonic balancer is down there. It's not fully seated yet, but it's almost on. What else did I do? I got my manifolds, my headers, whatever, on both sides, and they're fully connected. I got the spark plugs plugged in and whatnot. Put a dipstick on it, and now I just installed my drive shaft. Actually, I ordered that one, and it took forever to come in. So I'm a little. I mean, it was cutting it super close. I got it yesterday, and today is the day that we're going to be starting the engine, so I'm super pumped on that. But inside the car, I have all the wiring done. You might not be able to see. Yeah, you can see. But all the wiring's good. I just have it in there right now, just for, you know, test purposes. I have the ECU, or the PCM, sorry, plugged in. I have an oil pressure gauge just in case to measure like all the levels of that while we crank it over. I just went to the gas station, got some 93, and we're gonna get this thing started today. So over here, I had to get a new power steering pump. It is AutoZone. I don't know, it's remanufactured. I'm not worried about it, but we did get a new pulley. I have to press the pulley on. It's almost there, probably about, I don't know, a 1/4 inch of the way, almost seated in there. And then we are able to put the serpentine belt on. And after that, I have to put the tranny fluid in, the oil in, the gas. I gotta prime the fuel pump and the lines. I'm gonna run some fuel through them and dump the fuel in a bucket, just because I have to basically clean out the lines. So we're gonna do that, and I'm gonna try to film the process of doing that. But I'm like super, I guess, busy in effect, because like I really just want to get working. So I got a bunch of friends coming over for the first startup, and I'm gonna try to have one of them film like the actual process of everything. So, hey guys, it's the next day. A lot of shit happened yesterday, only because we didn't really quite get the engine started. We ran into a tiny little problem that caused a big mess up. So what we had done was we put the oil in. I have 7 quarts of this break-in oil from Royal Purple, and I put my transmission fluid in. I hooked my drive shaft up. I literally got everything done in order for this car to start running. So what happened was we connected the push start button, and we didn't turn the switch on for the fuel, so we were pushing the start button, we were holding it down, and I was trying to get it to build oil pressure. And usually oil pressure takes like 5 seconds to build up, because the oil flows pretty quickly inside there. I was watching my gauge, and it was staying at 4 pounds of oil pressure, and I was super confused because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if I had messed something up or whatnot. So I did some more research last night. It was probably like 10 o'clock at night when we called it quits on this. I didn't want to, you know, actually start it or run the engine with no oil pressure, because that could end in a catastrophic failure. So last night at like 10 o'clock, I had done some research, and I had found out that there's this tiny little like freeze plug kind of thing, but it's like an oil plug, and it actually goes, it's on the driver's side next to the actual oil pump itself. Here, I'll insert a picture right here. So yeah, that piece right there is what's causing no oil pressure. I did some research, read some forums, and found out that a lot of people said if you do not have that, you will have no oil pressure. So what I have to do now is I'm going to take this power steering pump off. I still have to seat this pulley all the way. I have to take my water pump off, and the harmonic balancer as well. I got to get a pulley for that, because that's basically almost seated. It's almost there. And then I have to take the front cover off, which is kind of a pain in the ass. And then I got to go to Chevy, get that plug, put that plug in, put everything back on, and then we should be good to go. So I'm going to do all this stuff today, and then tomorrow we're going to put the plug in, put everything back in, put the oil back in, and we should be able to crank it right up. I'm going to have one of my friends film the process because I'll be inside the car actually, you know, doing the work. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Sorry, later. Hey guys, it is, I don't know, maybe a few days later or something like that. But we got the water pump off, we got the crank pulley harmonic balancer off, and the front cover. So basically, snake you through here. See this little hole right here? Now that hole is supposed to have this guy over here. It's called an oil galley plug, and that it's basically like a freeze plug or something. I don't know. It blocks some flow of whatever. So that's supposed to be right there. And without that, you are not going to make any oil pressure. Zero. So as soon as I put that in, I can put the front cover back on. I can put the harmonic balancer and water pump back on. This weekend we're gonna be making some moves. Today's Thursday right now, so I plan on doing this today. I do have work tomorrow. Friday I'm gonna put the serpentine belt on, and then Saturday, probably like first thing in the morning, maybe like 10 o'clock, because I do want to sleep in a little bit. But we're gonna do the first startup. I will update you guys after I put all this stuff on. Alright, so I just got the oil galley plug in. Now it's time to put the front cover back on. Alright guys, as you can see, it is pitch black outside. But I got everything on. I got the belt, water pump, and the harmonic balancer. I got the 2 studs and nuts that go to the oil pan for the front cover. The front cover is all torqued down. I primed the oil pump. I just added oil in there. We have just under, like literally a hairline under full, so we should be all set on that. Alright, so Saturday we should prime this guy up, check for oil pressure, and then we can do the first start. So I'll see you guys then. Alright guys, so we're not building oil pressure still, we just cranked it over. We are getting spark though, which is good. We just checked that. I have everything else connected, all the plugs, you know, harness and whatnot. We did take the oil filter off, only because we wanted to see if oil was getting into the filter, because the oil filter was actually located right here on the fender well, and obviously the hoses are going upwards. So we did take the oil filter off, and there is oil getting to the filter. So my assumption is that maybe we're building a little bit of oil pressure, or maybe we're building a lot, I don't know. But on the gauge it says it's bouncing back from 3 and 4 psi of oil pressure, so it might be a bad oil pressure sensor, I don't know, but we're gonna give it another shot right now. Alright, so just crank it over for what, like 45 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Ready?
Yeah, go ahead. That's so sketchy to do it that long. That was 45 seconds? Anything?
No.
No? Yeah, it's like super sketchy. I don't want to keep going if it's not building pressure, which is super sketchy. So I don't know what we're gonna do from here on. All right, so we are getting spark. We just tested that. We kept cranking it over to see if it would build any oil pressure, and at this point I have realized that it's getting oil to the actual filter itself. And in order to do that, the pump has to pump the oil to the back of the engine where the lines are, and then it has to pump the oil, you know, around the engine. So my guess is that it is a bad oil pressure sensor. So we're gonna try, tomorrow's Saturday, so tomorrow we're gonna go to Napa and try and get a sensor. If they don't have it, you know, one of the other local auto parts stores, AutoZone, Advanced, whatever, get a sensor and plug it in and crank it over again to see if it builds oil pressure. And if it doesn't, then we obviously have another problem or a bigger problem. So we're gonna do that tomorrow, and I will update you guys when tomorrow comes around. So, later. Okay guys, it is the next night. We're still not making any oil pressure. We did go to O'Reilly's and buy a new sensor. I did lower the car a little bit, only to push the oil forward towards the oil pump. So we're going to try and crank it over, put some fuel in it. It might be the gauge, I don't know. But we're going to try and start it right now. I also did remove the passenger side valve cover. I took the coil pack off and I took the valve cover off. And we are getting oil pressure, or oil I should say, throughout the entire cylinder head. So we are going to try and start it right now. Even though the gauge, it is electric and analog. I don't know why when we're cranking it over, it's bouncing back from 3 and 4. So maybe when we actually start it, it will go up in pressure. So we're going to find that out right now. RJ is going to film, and he's going to hold the fire extinguisher just in case it goes kaboom. No.
Are you ready?
Well, I'm not at the car, so no.
Are you ready?
Well, I'm not at the car, so no.
Are you ready now?
Yeah, I'm ready. Turning on fuel now. Wait. Don't press that button. Are you filming?
I'm filming.
The red dot?
Yep.
Okay. Here we go.
I'm new at this.
Ready?
No oil pressure. Yeah, that just smells like exhaust now.
It's steamy. You see the steam?
Well, yeah, your headers are right there, dude.
That thing sounds badass.
Oh yeah, it does. RJ, we just started the LS.
Yeah, we did.
How do you feel about that?
I'm stoked.
We did a good fucking job, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming out. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. So please like, comment down what you think. Let me know any inputs, anything I could do to fix this oil pressure problem, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button to see more content. And we're gonna keep going with this build. We're gonna do body work next. Suspension I still have to get, but we're getting there. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. So thank you guys for watching. Have a good one. Peace.